Okay, so here we go again. Oh, I'm a little tired tonight, but we'll do this anyway. Let's see what we can do. Um, Look at this, another grasshopper. Let's do that one. I've been having good luck with those ones. Grasshopper function syntax debugging. Let's see. A student was working on a function and made some syntax mistakes while coding. Help them find their mistakes and fix them. I'm actually enjoying these debugging ones. They're kind of fun. It's like solving a puzzle. I guess all coding is like solving a puzzle, but let's see. Train. Oh, wow. Yeah, this student was having problems. It doesn't even say what the function's supposed to do, just syntax mistakes. Well, I'm seeing syntax mistakes, definitely. Verb plus noun. So let's see what it's supposed to return. It's supposed to do take an item and return take item. Okay, so first of all, this is no good. We gotta have parentheses around parameters here. And then see how there's a closing curly brace, but not an opening curly brace. That's also a problem. Now here's the return statement, but this is not going to end up as a... Oh wait, yeah, it should end up as a string because these are two strings concatenated. Yeah, so that should be a string. So I think that is all we need. There we go. Yeah. These grasshopper ones are very fun. They make me feel smart. Okay. But after this, we'll try another one now. Kata? Oh, 7Q. Do I dare do a harder one? I'm getting a little too confident from all these easy ones I've been doing. Maybe I better try a different one. What do you think? Oh, a string reversal. That looks fun too. I better just do the first one. The first one on my list. This is a 7Q, so we'll see if it's a lot harder or not. A lot harder, a little harder. Okay, so you've just moved into a perfectly straight street with exactly n identical houses on either side of the road. Okay. Immediately I want to just start drawing a picture. Naturally, you would like to find out the house number of the people on the other side of the street. I see. The street looks something like this. Oh, they have a picture for us. That's nice. 1, 3, 5, 6, 4, 2. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a strange ordering. Something like this. Evens increase on the right, odds decrease on the left. Wow, good job, neighborhood planners. House numbers start at 1 and increase without gaps. When this is just handling all the edge cases, which if you were in a real live coding situation, you would have to think about these things yourself and ask questions about the edge cases. When n equals 3, 1 is opposite 6, just like in the picture. Yep. 3 is opposite 4, and 5 is opposite 2. Okay. Given your house number, here's an example. Given your house number, address, and length of the street, n, give the house number on the opposite side of the street. Okay, so this is just an example, but you don't know how long the street is going to be. In other words, it's going to be n length. Over the road, address n. So if you get 1 and 3, it's going to be 6. So that would be, n length. See, so that's in this case, because the length is 3, and then your address is 1. So the opposite is going to be 6. So that's this case. But, okay, so once again, 3. So 4 is going to be 3. And then I mean, 3 is going to be 4. And then 2, length 3 is going to be 5. And then, but this, length 5 over the row 3, so if there were 2 more, in other words, so this would be, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is what would be on this side. And then this would then be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 1, 3, so it'd be across from 8. Okay. I'm just understanding this problem. Who comes up with these things anyway? That's the interesting thing, because that's just a smart person task in itself, coming up with these things. Okay. Actually, some of them probably come from real world algorithms that someone had to solve for a real world situation. Both n and address could get up to 500 billion with over 200 random tests. In other words, you can't just figure it out on a piece of paper. You need a computer. That's what that's saying, because computers can do things very fast. Okay, so I think I understand the problem and all the edge cases, etc., etc. So let's go and see what we can do here. Perfectly straight street. Aren't you lucky? Great for drag racing. Okay, over the road. You get the address and you get the length. Oh, this is kind of a numbers one. Numbers I don't like. So what do we need to know? And I have a viewer, so this is good. So n, yeah, how am I going to figure this out? Let's see, I have arrays. Let me see, one thing I could do is have an array of the odd numbered houses on one side of the street and have another array of the even number houses on the even side of the street, and then whatever index my address is at, I could get the same index in the other array. I'm pretty sure that would work because it'd be the same index, right? Because like if this was an array, this would be the first index, second index, third. If this was an array, first, second, third. It'd have to be, okay. And then in order to create those two, let me write my thoughts here so I don't forget stuff. Forget what I'm talking about by the time I get back to it. Okay, 2 arrays. Let's just say 1 array for odd houses, 1 array for even houses. Okay, they're both length n, and I'm going to get the index of address equals the index of opposite house. Because I'm actually, what do I want to return? I want to return the number of the opposite house. So I'm given the address and the length, and I want to return the length of the opposite, return the address of the opposite house. So so I'm just going to write my return statement right away because I often forget my return statement. So I've learned to actually start with that. So I know what I want to return at the end of all this. Helps keep it straight in my mind. Return opposite address. Okay. And then my program is going to be confused unless opposite address actually exists. So I'm going to say let opposite address just to make my code happier because I actually do have a variable opposite address now. Okay, so I need 1 array for the odd houses. length n, and then one array for the even houses length n, and then index of address equals index of opposite house, opposite address. Okay, so now I need to create these arrays. So how am I going to do that? I have length n, and I basically want to count up by odd numbers, right? Or count down by odd numbers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Count up by odd numbers and count down for one array, and count down by even numbers in the other array. So in the one I'm counting down, so first of all, let's count up, okay? That'll be the easiest one. I mean, they're both going to be okay, but I'll start with the counting up. Let even houses I mean, I could just do an empty array for one, but then I'll just declare it for now. I'll just declare it one step at a time, okay? One step at a time. Let odd houses equal an array. And that's something I do too, is I sometimes make my code very broken down just so I don't get confused in my own mind. And then if I can go back and refactor it to be more efficient and simpler, I do that. But I want to get working first and not confuse myself by trying to do fancy things right off the bat. Eventually, the fancy things will be simple things for me when I get to be a senior developer or something. But for now, working with what I got. I don't want to confuse myself. Okay, so let's see. Even houses is going to be an array. Odd houses is going to be an array. So I can increment by 2 for the one that's going up, and I can decrement by 2 for the one that's going down. So I could just do a for loop for each and push with n being the length. I may as well do a for loop. There might be a simpler way, but for loops are pretty basic. They're so basic that I haven't done a for loop for a while. So let's make sure I get the syntax right. I haven't done a for loop for a while. Let's put it that way. Okay, for let I equals 0. Yeah, we want to start at 0. Oh my goodness, I haven't done a for loop for a long time. Let I equals 0, length equals, oh my goodness, I gotta remember what that second part is. And I'm gonna do I, not I plus plus, I equals 0. Is this what I want to do? Hi, you're on live with me. Welcome. I'm trying to remember how to do a for loop right now. This is kind of embarrassing, but that's okay. I haven't used a for loop for a long time. The other thing is map and length. You know what? This is kind of funny, but I'm going to look up for loop JavaScript. There's no shame in having to look something up. No shame at all. W3 schools, well, that's probably the simplest thing. I is less than cars.length. Oh, see, that's when you already have an array, though. Oh, except n. N is the length. N is length. Okay, so yeah, that's what I want. I is less than n. Yep, great. I knew it was less than something. I just... n. N is going to be the length. So if it's 500 billion then we're going to do this up to 500 billion. So you're starting at 0. You're going to increment. I'm not going to increment by 1. Well, yeah, because each index, because I stands for index. Right? Right. Return. I'm doing, you know what? I could do a single for loop. I could do a single one instead of one for each array. I just realized that. I can do a single one. I can handle all the logic in this one for loop because we're going to go up and basically check if it's even, you're going to push it to even houses, and if it's odd, you're going to push it to odd houses. That simplifies things. One for loop, both arrays. Okay, so how do you check if it's even or odd? Like, if it's divisible by 2, then it's even, else it's odd, right? So there's that little percentage sign, which I forget what it's called, but it shows the remainder of something. What is that called anyway? JavaScript. What is that called? Oh, it's not even gonna, I don't even know how to search for it. I'll say remainder operator. Is that just what it's called? Remainder operator? Oh, look, people are giving me suggestions and things. I is less than input length, 4 of work, condition of stop and... Okay, I can't, can you walk through how to use Code Wars? Well, I'm using it right now. You just start, you just create an account. Just create an account. I think I just used my GitHub account to sign in. And then all I've been doing are these katas, which are just these algorithms. Kumite I have not tried because kumite in karate means like sparring. So I imagine that's like competitive, and I don't want to try competing with someone else. I just get way too stressed out. It's stressful enough just doing it on my own. Might be fun to try someday. I don't know. But okay, now I'm getting really, really distracted. It's called modulo. It's remainder operator. The remainder operator. But it's called modulo, huh? Okay. That's good to know. It's hard to remember the names of things. But that's what it does. It gives, if there's any remainder, that's going to be the output. So that's how I'm going to find the even numbers, I think. So, so here's the for loop. If let's just do, well, I'm supposed to pseudocode first. Okay. So basically, if I modulo n, if I modulo n equals 0, then I'm going to push it to the, even houses. Okay. And then otherwise, it should be odd. Modulo n equals 0. Wow, thanks for coming, guys. This is fun. Rewrite the question. So basically the question, I've got 2 lines of houses in a neighborhood, and we don't know how many houses there are in each row. All we know is that it goes up by odd numbers in one row and it goes down by even numbers in the next row. And I'm going to be given my address, and I want to find the address of the house on the opposite side of the street. So that's what this is trying to figure out. I'm given my address, and I'm given n, which is the length of how many houses are in the street, and then I'm supposed to return the opposite house's address. So that's what I'm figuring out here. So I'm going to return opposite address, and I'm making an array for each. I'm making an array of even houses and an array of odd houses, and then whatever my address is, I'm going to use that index to find the index of the odd house and return that. So that's my plan, and that's what I'm trying to do. We'll see if I can do it. Okay, push to even houses. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is, if it's modulo 0, remainder of 0, it should be even. Push I to even houses, and then else you're going to do this. So here I'm going to do my conditional statement. If, excuse me, if that is that, okay, then I gotta rewrite my pseudocode to be not pseudocode. Even houses dot push I. Okay, and I'm incrementing by 1 each time, which is good because I'm going through every number from 0 to 50 billion or whatever it is. Else odd houses dot push I. And you know, I still use if else in my mind, but I've seen plenty of code that just does if and then does the else afterwards without using else. It's just cleaner and simpler that way, so that's what I've just gotten in the habit of doing. Okay, so I did this. And this is where I would love console logs. Console logs are my best friend because I love double checking that what I'm trying to do is actually happening. But in live coding challenges, you can't have console logs. So I'm just going to do what I can do and see what happens and debug if I need to, basically. Okay, so I have my array for odd, even houses, odd houses. I'm going through all of, and now, am I going to include n? So if I even houses push, and then otherwise odd houses push, and then okay, so I handled that. So I should have 2 arrays here now. That oh, wait a minute. Wait. I just realized that that both arrays are going from the bottom up, but one of the arrays should be backwards, should be reverse. That's why I was going to do two different for loops, is so that one could go backwards, like so the question is, do I want to do 2 different for loops, or do I just want to reverse one of these arrays here? What would be easier? Copying and pasting is pretty easy, so I'm just going to copy paste. Boop. Copy, paste, and refactor. Okay, so, but I already have my 2 arrays, so how do you reverse an array? Isn't there just a there's just a simple way of reversing an array. Reverse array JavaScript. You know what? This totally is not cheating because this is what coders do all the time. It's just reverse. You just reverse. See? There you go. Just reverse. I thought there'd be something simple like that. Reverse. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Smart. Good job, whoever created JavaScript, for putting that in there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to reverse one of the arrays. It doesn't really matter which one is reversed. House numbers start at 1 and increase. I don't think it matters which one goes up and which one goes down, so I'll just choose one. I'll choose the even houses to go down here. Even houses equals even houses dot reverse. Do I have to think I can just reassign it like that. I get a little confused sometimes about reassigning variables because arrays and objects work a little different than the basic types like numbers and strings. Push the even digits by index. Oh, reverse. See, you guys already knew about reverse. There you go. There's so many different methods out there. That's why I look it up, because I'm like, there's probably a method for this. And behold, there was. Just like substring, like I didn't learn substring when I learned JavaScript, and I learned about it much later on. And there's just so many different methods to learn. Okay, so now even houses is reverse and odd houses is regular. So now I don't know what my address is. So now I'm going to find my address. Now find is for objects though. I don't think it's for arrays. There's includes, there's index of. Index of works. Yeah. So I'll do index of address. I don't know if my address is odd or even though. So that's another conditional. I don't know if my address is odd or even. So I want to search, try to, well, let's see. There's index of and there's also includes. So I can say if even houses includes my address, then I want to return the index of address. And then the same for odd houses. This is where I really want to see the solutions that other people come up with, because I have the feeling that I'm really overcomplicating this and that it's probably, there are much simpler solutions. But if I can figure it out, that's a good start. Ternary would be drier, yes. Push the digits by index. Yeah, ternary operator is much cleaner. But okay, so I'm gonna find out what the index of my address is here. I'm getting tired. This is going too long. This is okay. I can do it. This is why you take frequent breaks when you're coding. So I just lost my thought process. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna pseudocode it so I don't forget what I'm thinking about. Find my address index. Okay, so I need to find my address index by seeing if the array includes my address. Okay, and if it does, then I'm going to do index of address. Okay. Yeah, and that's a ternary operator. That's what you're talking about. That would be very good for that. So I'm going to say even houses. Even houses includes address. I like using inflection when I'm using ternary operators. Even houses includes address. If so, then you're going to do even houses index of address. Else, you're going to do odd houses index of address, because I assume if it's not in one, it's going to be in the other. Okay? Even houses index of address, odd houses index of address. Okay. But the problem is I need to assign that to a variable. Let address index equal that, the result of that. Okay? So now if I find my address index, but now I need to know whether it's in the even or the odd, because then I have to find the index of whatever is the opposite one. So yeah, this one's a little more complicated than those little grasshopper debuggers I've been doing of late. Um, um, would the reduce method be good here? What would I be reducing? Reducing returns one result. I don't know what I would be reducing here if I use reduce. I love reduce. That's what Redux is based off of, and Redux is a very nice tool, but I'm not sure I need it for this one. Now, what am I doing here? Find my address index. Oh yeah, I just realized that I need to know which one it's in. I need to know whether it's in even houses or odd houses. So this includes thing. So this includes thing is the question. So if my address, so even houses includes address, then I don't just want the index of my address. I want to also find the matching index of the other ones. So I know ternary operators are very nice, but I'm going to make myself less confused by doing something else. So if even houses includes address, I'm going to say bye-bye ternary operator and do something else, because I might want to do more things than just one little thing here. If even houses includes address, then what do I want to do? I want to get the index of the address, and I want to find that, return the index, that same index of the odd houses. Okay, so let index equals that, okay, and then I'm going to return odd houses index. Odd houses index. So let's say the index is 5. Then that'll be odd houses 5. But I don't want to, I want that to then become the opposite address. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say opposite address equals odd houses index. Okay? So that's if even houses includes that. I'm going to go ahead and do an else statement just because even after all my thing about only doing if or whatever, I'm going to do else. Anyway, very basic. Else, we're going to, I might have to declare this outside. Nope. Even houses includes, okay, then odd houses, index of address, opposite address equals even houses index. Wow, we're gonna see what happens here, guys. This is getting kind of messy. This is getting a little bit messy. Let's see. We need to split the values or return them as a number. I'm asking in curiosity. I mean, right now we've got 2 arrays of numbers. So they don't need to be split up here. Okay, well, is it ready to test? I mean, it's kind of messy looking, but I should have my opposite address here, I believe. Even houses index. Else. I mean, and these are declared in different blocks, so I'm not sure if I mean, the best thing would be for me to declare it outside here, and then assign it here inside the block, just to avoid confusion. I'm going to test it, okay? I'm going to just test it. Let's just see. Test. Oh, please, please, please. Ugh. 0 passed. Okay. Something's wrong. You know, it's probably just that I didn't do a return statement or something. But let's see what we got here. 1, 3, 6. I mean, yeah, we've got nothing passing. Nothing passing. So that means that something vital is missing here. Can't I make this screen bigger? This is really small. Whoa, I can make it huge. Yes, huge screen now. That's much easier to see everything. Okay. Over the road, address N. Okay, so I have opposite address, which I'm returning. And this is where I'm assigning it right here. Either this or this. Okay. First of all, does anyone see what is wrong before I do this? Anyone see? I've got 3 people watching. Do you know? Let's see if we can find it. Shout out if you see something glaringly obvious. Okay, so I've got 2 arrays, even houses, odd houses. I equals 0. As long as I is less than n, I plus plus. So we're starting at 0. If I can't do console log, so I can't really see where it's broken, so I just have to kind of go through the whole thing. If that's okay. You just watch me stumble through it. If you're new to coding, you just watch me stumble through it. I've only been doing it for about like a year and a half myself, so we're doing okay here. So I'm going to go through the whole thing here. I've declared all my variables up here. Opposite address, even I could even do let index. I could even declare that up there just to declare all my variables in the same place. Okay, I can do that. Make it a little neater. Okay, so for let I equals 0, so we're starting at 0. We're going up to n, whatever n is, and we're incrementing by 1 each time. Now, if I remainder n, so like let's say I is 0, because that's what it starts at, divided by whatever it is. Whoa, wait a minute. No. Watch this. Divided by 2. Math. I just, in my mind, is like, so what's 0 divided by like 5 billion? Okay, it's gonna, what's 2 divided by 5 billion? You know, no, that's not how it's supposed to be. Okay. All right, so this might make a difference. I wonder, is that the problem? Was that the whole problem? I found one problem anyway. Let's test it. Okay, still failing everything, but at least I found one problem. That's good. So, because that should be divided by 2, because I'm just trying to find what are the even numbers, and I'm going to push it to the even houses, okay? And then if it's not even houses, then we're going to push it to the odd houses. I don't know if I need to, you know what, let's simplify. I mean, this should work, but I'm going to just, since you're new to coding, I'm going to use a syntax that you might be more familiar with. And just in case return statements make a difference, I don't know. I mean, lacking a return statement is definitely a problem. And I've run into it before, so, okay. Whoops. Okay, so if this condition is met, you're gonna push it to the even houses array, push I. If this is not, you know what, I don't know if I should start at 0. I might want to start at 1, because 0 divided by 2 is 0. So that, and it's not supposed to start at that. So I'm going to have it start at 1 instead, okay? Yeah, so that's another problem I figured out. Ooh, now this is something I was unsure of, is whether you can just reverse it like this. So I'm going to actually make a new variable here. I'm going to call it reversed even houses. There we go. Yeah. And then this has to be even houses. And then I have to change this too. Okay, so that's, well, it doesn't return exit the global function. Well, I know it will, for, like, this is going to continue to run as long as these conditions are met, haven't been met all the way. And so it's going to return, yeah, I need to, you know what? I need to understand return statements more. Something so basic. I have to, this is just calling to mind that I need to understand return statements more. That's very important to understand. So now I need to find my address index. So if even houses includes, nope, reversed. I now switch to reversed even houses. So if reversed even houses includes address, see, this is within this block, so I don't think it's gonna exit this entire function. This is the return statement that's gonna exit the whole function here. Reverse. Okay, so if it includes my address, then I'm going to assign the reversed even houses index of address to index. That's going to be the index. And I'm going to assign odd houses index to opposite address. That should work. Else, the index is going to be the odd houses index of address. That's if it's not included in reversed even houses. So I'm just checking it once. And if this is not true, it's going to automatically go to this. And then opposite address is going to be reversed even houses index. Return opposite address. I don't know. I fixed a couple things. If this does not work, I'm going to go to the solutions and see what's happening. Okay? Okay. It failed. So this is a failure. I'm going to see what the problem is here. Let's go through the solutions here. Wait, where's the solutions? Solution. Oh, come on. Where can I go to the solution? There we go. The forfeit and unlock solutions. That's what I want. Show me the solutions. Let's see what people did here. Look at this. Look at how simple this is, guys. Oh my goodness. I went through all that. Okay. It's okay. Let's look at it. Oh, look at how simple this is compared to mine. Wow. Okay, address and return n times 2 plus 1 minus address. And that's what this guy did too. He just put the parentheses in a different place. Wow, I was so overcomplicating things. This is n plus 1. Okay, guys. Let's understand the solution here. Okay, so you have n, which is the length of the street, times 2 plus 1 minus address. So you're going to do times 2, n times 2. So let's say that first solution which was, it had 3, the length was 3. So let's say n is 3. So then if n is 3, then that'd be 6, okay, plus 1, 7, minus address. So let's say my address was 3. It would be 4. You guys, this is math. I feel like write this down on a piece of paper. Do you guys understand this? What the heck? There's some people who are way too smart out there. So I've got, let's go back to the question. Where's the question again? Details? Okay. So here's the street, right? So they're saying that there's length, okay, n is length 3 times 2, okay. 3 times 2 would give you, you know what? I was doing this wrong, wasn't I? Because this is length 3, not length 6. Yeah, this is length 3, not length 6. Oh my goodness. Because I was thinking that n was the length of the street. But no, n is the, I was thinking n was the length, like up to 6, like here, was the highest number. But no, n is the length of the street, right? Length of the street, n. So that's something I got wrong. I wasn't understanding that correctly. I thought n was the highest number, but n is just the length of the street. So that's where the times 2 came in the solution. Wow. Because that would then give the highest number. If you do the length of the street times 2, that would give the highest number, which is what I thought that n was. Okay, so that's one mistake I made. Let's look at what else did they do here? Oh, solution. So that would give the highest number, and then plus 1. Plus 1, what would that do? Oh yeah. Sometimes when you see people code, you think they're geniuses, and that's why it's taken me so long to get it. Nope, it's just hard. I mean, logical reasoning does come easier to some people, but you know what? It only comes easier to the people who have done it more, basically. I mean, it's like a muscle. The brain's like a muscle, and the more you train it, the stronger it gets, and the more, just the easier it gets to think certain ways. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. It's been a long time since I was in college. I went through 3 semesters of calculus in college. But that was, like I said, over 10 years ago. So it's been a long time since I've worked those brain muscles. Yeah. So even just understanding, like, what the heck, how did they figure this out? I've come a long way from my calculus classes. But it's just, yeah, it's just like any muscle. You keep doing it. So now your code should work if you divide n divided by 2 at the beginning, and you feed m to your algorithm. Divide m. What does m represent? So wait, let's go back. Can I go back to my code? Wait, if I click train again, does that go back to my code? Yes, it does. So you're saying if I divide n at the beginning, because that's what I was saying, right? I thought that n was the highest number, not the length of the street, right? Look at how long and complicated this was. But it's okay, you know? I got to review. Here's what I got to review in this, okay? Everything is a learning opportunity. Even failure. I mean, failure is a great learning opportunity. here's what I got to review. I got to review how to do a for loop. I haven't done a for loop for a long time, right? I got to review using index of. I got to review reverse, that you can just this method reverse, you can call to reverse an array. That's handy to know. Yeah, so even though I failed out the test and I made it super complicated, I got something very fundamental at the very beginning wrong, but yeah, this is okay. Anyway, I'm really glad you guys joined me. This is fun. Even when I fail, it's still fun. It's more embarrassing when I fail, but when I turn around and look at the practice that I got and what I was able to review, and I'm working those brain muscles, right? So I was successful in other ways. And you just started your tech journey in January. And my story is inspiring. Well, yes, I'm glad that I'm glad you're getting into it. It doesn't matter what your background is. You can start working those brain muscles and learning things, and you'll get there. It's just practice and not giving up, basically, and being willing to look foolish. That's a huge thing. If you're willing to look foolish, then there's nothing you can't do, basically. All right. I think I better wrap it up here. Oh my goodness, I've been going for almost an hour now. That's a long time. I was gonna give myself a time limit too, but I just got wrapped up in it, and it's just, anyway, I'm trying to give myself a time limit of like 30 minutes from now on. Hold me to it next time, okay? All right. Thanks for coming, guys. This has been a blast. Maybe I'll see you next time.